I'm freaking out right now because this is supposed to be me decorating my planner, and I don't know where my Moomin stickers are, and I'm really nervous. Where are my Moomin stickers? Okay, crisis averted. I found them. Moomin. I love Moomin. Wait, today we are going to be decorating my planner that I just got. Blank. Completely blank. I'm so shiny right now. Okay, I'm really shiny because I put moisturizer on, but I'm a big sticker hoarder. This is my big box of stickers. I have so many. So I have my Moomin stickers that are like my pride and joy, and I paid so much for them. Well, they're £10, and they did come with a lot of stickers, but I was like, is this an appropriate amount for somebody in their 20s to spend on stickers? But it brings me joy. So we have these Snoopy stickers. I love these. And then we just have so many. I have so many. I have Hello Kitty. These are cute. The only thing is that they're kind of 3D, so I feel like I have to keep that in mind when I'm putting them on things because it's not going to lay flat. So that's unfortunate. And then, I don't know, I just have so many cute stickers. Like, look, this entire thing is just stickers. And I'm always collecting them because I just love putting them on things. Anyways, so today we're gonna be decorating my planner that I just got from Muji. Let me show you guys. I had a Bonichi before the weeks one. Kind of a weird decorated planner, but I kind of liked it. I just thought it was like funny and cute. But unfortunately, it ran out in April, and now it's April, so I had to get a new one. And I got this like plain planner undated because I just want to use it for the rest of 2025, and then I want to get a yearly one instead of getting a September one. But it's kind of a weird gap of time to get like a planner, so that's why I got this one. So today I will be decorating this planner. But I had so many things on my mind. I actually wasn't sure at first if I wanted to make like a video. I was like, maybe I should just not speak today and just be in silence. But then I started, like, I had kind of a lot on my mind, and then I actually got kind of excited to speak. So I was like, let me make a video then. Look how cute these are. I got these in Brazil. Aren't they so pretty? Okay, today I wanted to talk about, I had this idea last night, and then I was like, it's too late at night, I'm not making a video. So I guess it's good I saved it for today. But basically I wanted to talk about, I had so many, all of these thought processes are coming up from the fact that I rewatched most of the Princess Nokia, like, Brown conversation at Brown University. If you guys haven't seen that, I'm linking it below because I watched that video back in high school, and it was so, like, instrumental to me. I don't know. I wasn't on a spiritual journey yet, but Princess Nokia talks about her spiritual journey and just her life story, and I just feel like you can tell she's a really creative person when she's talking, and I feel like that just really, like, I don't know, really resonated with me back then, and I just loved her, like, aesthetic, and I don't know, I just loved her a lot. But anyways, so I just, like, I was thinking, but she actually started talking about, I was watching again, and I was like, maybe I watched this at the right time, because she started talking about something that I've been kind of thinking about, which is that she was talking about, she used the phrase spiritual solitude, and actually I've loved that phrase, and I feel like it's kind of been like me recently. Like, that's kind of how I've been I feel like I've been in a state of, like, spiritual solitude for the last year and a half or so since I moved here, and it's been so interesting. And I think this is my first time in my life that I've just straight up had, like, zero friends. Like, I usually am always, like, I always have friends. But since I've moved here, like, I think I haven't really been in the right context to make friends, and I also haven't had time. I've been just working a lot. Like, some weeks I really do work 7 days a week, so I think I just haven't really had, like, the time and the space. But I've been thinking, she actually was really kind of touching on, she didn't touch on this exact thing, but it was kind of, like, similar, and I was like, yeah, I do think that there can be a very spiritual, she was talking about, like, monks and stuff, and I was like, I do think there can be a very spiritual element to solitude. I think that's definitely been my experience recently, and I think even though I'm excited to make friends again in sort of upcoming times. I have honestly been more okay, like, on my own than I think I thought I was gonna be. Like, I haven't been like, oh my god, I'm dying, I need to see people. Like, I think there's just been so much purpose to this period of my life for me, and I've been learning so much. And I've really been thinking, like, I think that I landed here, and it's been sort of, I feel like I've been in this portal between one version of me and who I was and what I was doing and everything, and like a completely different version of me, like entirely. And sort of, I feel like I've been becoming the person that I really have wanted to be. And it's required like a lot of focus and just like intentionality and just really sitting with what's going on like inside, you know, like really sitting with all of my sort of tendencies. And I think that when I was at university, I had a lot of really difficult like relationships in the first like 2 years or so. Then all my friendships were like kind of chill, but I I had some really difficult relationships, or I think I made friends with all the difficult sort of relationships in the first year or two, and then some of them sort of dragged on. But then the friends that I got closer to after that, I literally had like the time of my life. I was fine, but I think it definitely was an energy that I think I carried in that period of time, and it wasn't just, you know, all these people's fault. Like, I think it was also me. Like, I had I think a lot to work through. I think I made a lot of difficult friends in a period of time where I had a lot of like low self-worth and things like that. And I just feel like I was one version of me. And I also went through a really traumatic experience at my university. So I think I just was on one wavelength. And I think I just had this switch between one place and another where I started to realize that, like, you know, life is really going to be a reflection of my subconscious mind and all these things. And I started being like, oh, I can really be the version of me that I want to be. Like, I don't have to be the old version of me. And I think it just got really, like, a lot easier for me to change who I was because I started to be really self-aware, or not self-aware, but like aware of that fact. So I've just been changing a lot, like a lot on the inside, and just the kinds of things that I'm doing, the way I spend my time, and just a level of confidence on these things I have with myself. Now I'm starting to look good, but I've said in other videos, I haven't even shown the worst of the worst, but I was looking really rough for a minute there. My hair looked really crazy, and I think I just didn't look, like, I was like, if I saw me, like, I was like, let me be really real with myself. Like, if I saw me right now, like, I wouldn't think that the kind of people that I want to be friends with would even look at me and be like, oh, this is someone that I'm going to go up and talk to and all these things, because I just looked frumpy because I was just going from job to job, and I just didn't, I feel like I wasn't really like embodying like the version of me that I wanted to be. And I just I was like, you know what though, I don't need to just rush and be like, oh my god, it's really like I'm gonna have a freak out because I'm like not making friends. Like, I was like, you know, it's okay to just take a moment. And I think that I need to be the version of me that I want to be to start aligning with those kinds of people that I want to be friends with, because I think that I'm just waiting. I think I just need to be this more confident, sort of like focused version of myself that is just, you know, really doing well in life and all these things. I was like, I think I'm just like, I'm tired of making friends from like the person of that I was before. And, you know, and I don't know. I just think that that's something that I've been thinking about recently, and I really have been finding like purpose in this moment and not being like, oh my god, I'm not making friends, like I'm the worst, all this stuff. Like, you know what I mean? It's just been like, okay, it's nice to have a chill time. I feel like I have my, like, you're always gonna have people around, but I think it's kind of interesting to have a moment where it's just me and like my mind and what's going on here. And I think it's just been really educational. I don't know. It's been interesting. I haven't really been like that mad that I don't have like a massive friend group or anything, and I have faith that I will align with the kinds of people that I want to be friends with, like, eventually. But in the meantime, I think I've been thinking about the kinds of people I want to be friends with, and just thinking about, so I actually was thinking about Princess Nokia again in her video yesterday, and I was just reflecting on how I love women so much. Like, I love, in every possible way, I love women. I love everything that women do. I think is so freaking cool. I think women are genuinely like the coolest people in the world. Most of my friends pretty much all of my friends are girls. I used to have more guy friends, but I don't know, maybe after I went through my traumatic experience, or maybe I just moved into a different version of me in my life and all these things, and I think I just started having a really difficult time, like, having close friends that were guys. I don't know. I think it's just, yeah, I don't know. But I do want guy friends again. Like, I think it's fun to be friends with guys. I think guys are cool. I don't even hate men or think they're bad to be friends with. Sometimes I think I don't know, maybe that was just old me or something. Maybe I'll have guy friends again, because I did used to have a lot of good guy friends. I'm making this planner so girly right now. I love it. But anyways, I was also thinking about queer women and how much I love them and what they do and just the way they express themselves, and how I really, really want to make more queer female friends. I have one of my very closest friends, I think we bonded over that, and I don't know. I hope I can find that here. I think it's just like, it's still like, I think it's still very new for me to just be openly like chatting about my sexuality, because I think I always had like a lot of like, I think I dealt with a lot of internalized homophobia. I think I still honestly have a lot of internalized homophobia to like grapple with and work through. I don't always feel 100% like comfortable in my sexuality and like expressing it to people, even though I've known that I was bisexual since I was probably like 13 or something like that, but I didn't really like, I don't know, I didn't necessarily go right out and like tell people and really embrace it. Like, I think I had like a difficult relationship to it, and it's still like, I think a lot of shame still comes up for me, and it's coming up now as I like chat about it. But I think that I think I've just been reaching this point of time where I'm like, I want to just be like 100% me, embrace myself as I am, because I think that it just brings like new things. Like, you know, I also just want to make more queer friends, and I think that in the past I grappled so much with my bisexuality in so many different ways that I wanted to talk about in this video. But I think it's like, I just like when I see people who are very, very comfortable in their queerness and just really out there and living it, and you can really tell that they're queer as well. Like, I think that I feel like pride, and I just feel like I love the way you express yourself, and I want to be more that way. But I don't know. I think being bisexual is an interesting experience, because I feel like everyone's just wanting to discredit you. Everyone's got a judgment about bisexual people. Queer people have queer people have an opinion about bisexual people. Straight people have an opinion about bisexual people. I don't really like any of the opinions, and they just make me feel uncomfortable in my sexuality. It makes me feel like dirty. I don't know. I think some people think bisexual people are really like sexual, or they're gonna cheat on you, or I don't know. I just feel like everyone has an opinion about bisexual people, and it's just really frustrating. And I think it just makes me, I think that's one thing that definitely makes me feel like ashamed to embrace my bisexuality sometimes, because I feel, this is a thing that I was thinking in the shower. I was like, I think that I still am not the kind who's just gonna be like out and proud, I'm just coming out like all the you know, to everybody and stuff. I think I'm still feel very like vulnerable when I come out, when I tell people I'm bisexual. I still feel like a lot of negative emotions, or just difficult emotions. I think that like a reason I think I wasn't like super out and proud, like coming out to everybody sort of vibe, is that I think that my queerness to me is something so like tender, so like I'm trying to put it into words, but I think that the minute that you start to talk about, like, you tell people that you are of a sexuality, I think you just leave yourself open to interpretation. And I think it wasn't even like, I don't think it even like freaks me out to have people be like, I hate gay people. I don't care. Couldn't care less about that. I'm sorry. But I think it's more like, I think that the thing that frustrates me more is, or not frustrates me, but just makes me feel kind of like nervous or icked out, is that I think that the minute that you tell people your sexuality, I think people are already going to start to interpret it through their opinion and through their perspective. And I feel like my queerness to me is something so special and so precious. And it's just like this little special thing that I have this really tender-hearted sort of like poetic relationship to. And I just hate like the idea that I'm going to tell people and then they're already going to have this sort of, yeah, it's like you're just, I don't know. I feel like I almost want to protect it. Like I just want to protect it from people's interpretations. And I never want it to be sullied, or I never want it to be sort of taken out of context, or I don't know, like, you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't also like, I think, or like I'm going to tell people and they're going to try to revoke it. And it's like, I don't want it revoked. I don't want it interpreted. I don't want it anything. Like it's something so personal and so special to me. And I think that we, like, I don't know, like, for example, one time I was talking to this guy, my least favorite type of interaction in the world, and I very, very hesitantly, because the context was appropriate, told them that I was bisexual, and I feel like they just reacted. They were a straight man, and I feel like they just reacted in this way that was like sexualizing it, which is the typical straight man response. I think like they just, because of what porn has done to the minds of men everywhere, and I think that I think like it's particularly women loving women. I think it has become so sexualized and so. And when I think like there's so many reasons why that upsets me. First of all, it makes me feel upset because I don't like other queer men, I'm very happy to talk about. I think particularly other bisexual men. I don't even think that I care to tell other like to tell just straight up gay men that I'm bisexual. I think that I don't know. I don't feel like our sex, like I don't know how to put it, but I think bisexual men, like we can share that experience. But I feel like my queerness and just me being a gay woman, I feel like it's for other gay women. I feel like it's just really, it's between us. Like I don't care for other people. Like I don't know. Like I feel like almost like if it weren't for the fact that I'm trying to just be like authentically me and like, you know, all these things, I wouldn't even like, I think I wouldn't even really care to come out to other people because it's not for them. Like it's my sexuality isn't really for them. It's not about them at all. And I feel like I hate when you tell men that you're bisexual and I just hate the whole sexualization of queer women, even lesbians. It's like, I know lesbians also face this exact same thing from straight men. And it's like, it makes me feel like grossed out because I'm like, my sexuality and my attraction to women has absolutely zero to do with you. You are like nowhere, like not even in the same universe. Like you are not in the picture at all. And the way you interpret it has nothing to do with what queerness is. And it just made me feel like you have no, like, we cannot understand each other. I think that's one thing that would stop me from dating a straight man. It's like, you do not understand this. You have nothing to do with this. And you are looking at what you think me being a queer woman is through your eyes as like a straight man. And you have no idea what this is about at all. And like, it's not for you at all. Point blank, it has nothing to do with you. And oh my goodness, it just irritates me. That's one of my pet peeves, I think, is like a queer woman. And like, yeah, I think if I were to date a man, I think you'd either have to be like, you know what I mean? Like, first of all, I haven't dated like anybody. I feel like I'm like this meme. I'm gonna put it here. Literally me, equally, I have not dated men. I have not dated women. I've had crushes. I've had like, you know, little situationships, whatever. I haven't dated anybody because I've got issues. But I'm just saying, I think it's definitely more like, I don't know how to put it. I think that I just feel frustrated. Like, I don't know. I think that that would definitely stop me from dating a straight man. I feel like you either have to know what I'm about, or you have to just be open to learn, or like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of other things that I think I reflect on with my bisexuality as well. Like, I think that sometimes I sit there and worry because I feel like I am not the kind to go on like a million dates or anything. I don't know. We'll see. But sometimes I've thought about, what if I end up dating a man? What if we get married? What if I never date a woman? And it's like, does that take away my bisexuality? And it's like, obviously doesn't. That's why it almost like annoys me to even like come out to people or tell people, because it's like, exactly, I think that you open it up to this discussion that other people are having about like, you're not a real gay person, you're not really queer. It's like, my queerness is so deep inside and it's so personal, and it's like like if I could make it have nothing to do with you, and if I can make it my secret forever, that's just my special thing that is so precious to me and just so beautiful and all mine, I would do that in a heartbeat. Because it has nothing to do with other people. It's just me and my experience and all of these tender, special moments that I've had, a lot of which have absolutely nothing to do, ironically, with dating people at all. I feel like my queerness has not even, like, I feel like the moments that I've really connected to it have had zero to do with, like, I like the girl. Like, I feel like so much of it has just been, like, this experience that I can't even explain. Like, I can't even put it into words. It's just there. Like, it has nothing to do with anything, you know? And it's just something special that I feel, and like, I don't know, like it's just like, you know what I mean? That's why I think I even just feel annoyed to tell people sometimes, and I hesitate to tell people. I don't enjoy the feeling of like, I'm gonna tell you something and you're gonna have this opinion where you're gonna revoke it, and it's like, now you're fake bisexual, you're fake queer. I couldn't care less. At the end of the day, it has nothing to do with you, and it's just like, it's just a special thing that I just feel inside, and it's, yeah, it's like this I don't know how to put it, you know what I mean? I've also though been reflecting on, I was like, okay, let's say I do get in that situation. These are the things that I overthink about at night. Let's say I do get into that situation. Let's say that I end up being with one person and they're a man and I'm never with anybody else, and maybe I never date a woman ever. First of all, that wouldn't take away my queerness, because like I said, if I could tell nobody about it and have it be my special thing, I would, because it has nothing to do with other people really. But I say it because I want to find community and I want to share an experience with people, and like, you know what I mean? It's that's the reason that I share it. It's not about anything other than that. I think if I, you know what I mean? It's just something so personal. But then also I think that like, even if I were to get into that situation, I think that I've been reflecting a lot on how I think that like so much like being part of like the queer community is not even about sex and romance, and I think that people in the past have really sexualized gayness, or it has to be about sex, has to be about romance. But I think that love is also platonic. I've been reflecting on like just platonic queer love and how I'm gonna love queer people platonically for my whole entire life. And like, I'm always just gonna have, I want to always just be platonically loving other queer people and have like friendships with them, be in community with them, and like, you know what I mean? Like, support them. It doesn't always have to be about romance all the time. And I think that that's been like giving me a sense of freedom and like not worrying about whether like, I think that there's almost this pressure that I feel to like date both people, like it's like this pressure to like make it like a numbers thing, of like, okay, now I've like hit the count that I need to hit for people to really like accept my queerness. It's like, if no one accepts my queerness, it's not going to go away. It's going to be here still. It's not, it's about me and my life and my experiences and the things that I connect to, and the things that are like real to me. And there's literally no way to like revoke that in reality. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and I think like why I think we put romantic love on such a pedestal, and it's like, there's something so special as well about platonic love and the friendships that you build. And my friends are so important to me. I've never been in a relationship romantically, but I'm someone who really tries my hardest to pour into my friendships. Recently I've been busy, sometimes I'm not the best at it, but my friends are really, really, really important to me. I'm someone who's kept friends my whole entire life. Like, I still consistently speak to my friends from middle school. Like, I have friends also that were really close, I was really close to, and we don't speak as much now, but I still think about them often. Like, I just really do care about my friends a lot. And it's like, I think that that's like another element. It's like, platonic love is also really, really special, and I just hope I always have really deep like platonic love as well for people. And I think that that's a way that I think I think that there's just this feeling of like, I just love queer people so much as well, and I just want to have an outlet for loving them. And sometimes because I haven't really gotten around to dating people, or also because I worry sometimes about missing my shot to like, I would like, I think, also I'm such a romantic person. I think I feel sad at the idea of never having a really deep romantic love with a woman one day. I feel shame at saying that as well, because of my stuff that I'm working through, but I do feel that, like, I feel really sad. I would feel really sad. And, you know, there's so much to unpack here also about my, I don't know, there's so much to unpack. But anyways, I think I would feel sad, but I think that I should leave that, there's, like, still always going to be, like, a special space to, like, have really important, like, I just feel like your friends are also such a deep outlet for love, and I feel like I just feel so much love, and I just want to, like, share that love, and I want that to be, like, a special thing that, I don't know, I just always want to have that outlet for love and for queer women, and even if it's not romantic, you know what I mean? Like, that's okay as well. But I've just really been reflecting a lot about my bisexuality this year. I think I never really sat with it. I think I always felt, there's like a lot of different things that I felt. Like, I think, like, maybe I thought at many points in time, like, you know, well, you're just gonna date a man anyways. You're probably gonna marry a man anyways. Like, you know, that sort of narrative that I think runs through your head because, like, that's what's, like, expected and all these things. And it's like, so what's even the point of trying to, like, unpack it? And I think that I felt like a liar. Like, I worried, I don't know, like, I worried. I know that a lot of, particularly, I think a lot of lesbians, like, also have had difficult situations with bisexual women or all of these things, and I feel worried. I don't want to, like, I don't know. I was like, I don't want to ever mess anything up for people. There's just so much to worry about as a bisexual woman, to be honest. So many worries, but I don't know. So I think I just was like, you know, well, it doesn't really matter. Just forget about it. It's not really worth sitting with or unpacking or, like, having, you know what I mean? I was like, I didn't even come out to, like, my family until, like, the last 2 years or so. Like, not even till I left university, but I don't know. I think I've just, like, this year I've been like, no, I actually do think that I want to have, like, really deepen my relationship to my bisexuality. But I don't know. I think there's so many things I think about. Do I look gay enough? Maybe I look straight, and, like, maybe does that make me straight? Well, obviously not. I don't know. There's so many difficult things to think about. I think that also, as, like, a more, like, feminine presenting woman, I don't know, like, sometimes I just, like, I kind of wish I looked, like, more queer. I don't know, like, I wish that maybe when I get more leaning more into my style, like, I will, or, you know, I think, like, there's just, like, a way that we kind of find each other, and sometimes I'm like, maybe I don't look it, and then, like, sometimes, I don't know, like, I feel like there's just this like, gender thing as well of, like, well, do I need to, like, masculinize myself? And it's like, no. I don't know. It's confusing, but I think that, like, I feel like when you're more, like, feminine presenting, I feel like you just are more obvious to men. I don't know if that's, like, 100% the best way to put it, but I think I also have just been sitting with, like, how I present myself, like, in terms of my style, my look, and I'm just like, I don't know. I think sometimes because I look more feminine, I also think that people are not gonna see me as, like, being, like, actually queer. But then sometimes I think I feel when I do think that, like, I have more like, masculine elements of my personality as well. I think everybody does have a little bit of that, and, you know, a bit of both. But I think that sometimes I feel like almost my internal, like, homophobia pops out at that as well. I don't know. I feel like it's like an interesting, like, overlap, I guess. The overlap between, like, gender and sexuality and the way that we, like, treat those things, and I don't know. Like, what does it all mean? I just hope that as I start to, like, really, I feel like I've really been, as you can see from past videos, I've really been thinking a lot about authenticity recently, and I feel like trying to find a more authentic, like, my most authentic version of myself, and the way I present myself and all of these things. And I just am hoping that as I lean into my most authentic version of myself and everything, that I also end up aligning with more queer female friends, community, whatever. I do want more of that. I think I stopped myself from seeking it because I subconsciously feel like all of these sorts of tensions like about myself. Like I feel nervous that I won't be accepted, or that I'm not gay enough, or all of these different things that I think that I feel and just like fear. And like maybe people won't like me. I don't know, like all these little things. And I really think that's not true and that I should be more out there. But that's like, I feel like when I envision the friend group that I want, like coming up, that's the friendship group that I would want. Like I want to have like be friends with more like creative people. I really, really want more queer female friends. I just think that we can understand each other and it's just fun. And yeah, I don't know. But it just requires sitting with myself and all of the shame and anxieties that I feel about myself and my gender presentation and my sexuality and etc, etc, etc. I love creative people. I think that like, I feel like creative people and queer people get along well. And I think that's interesting. I do think a lot of queer people are really creative. I think that queerness is such a creative experience as well. Like, because I feel like you just have to create your own. I made a video about this that I still have on my computer, but I've been back and forth on whether I want to post it. But it's just me talking about how I think that gender is like a creative project, you know? I think that queerness is also a creative project, and it requires you to sort of redefine yourself outside of like these are pre-made sort of formats. And I feel like people, exactly what I was saying about how I think that I find my queerness in little like elements of myself that have really nothing to do with dating or anything or gender or anything. They're just sort of these like funny moments where I just like really feel it. And I think that like, yeah, I just think that queerness is so creative, and it's like this artistic expression of you just finding this really, really deep down authentic version of you. And that's not to say that straight people don't also do that, but I just think that that's why I feel like people with that tendency to self-explore end up being very creative people anyways. And then I feel like they end up also just being really good friends with like queer people, even though they're not necessarily queer. My planner's turning out so cute. I can't wait to show it. But I do also just want to, I would also like queer male friends. But yeah, just going back to my forever ago thought about difficult relationships sometimes with my male friends. I'm definitely would really also like queer male friends, but I just mean, yeah. It's like, I think the more pressing thing for me is I really would like queer female friends and to have community with them, because I think I never really did. And even like, I feel like the queer like female scene at like my university, I feel like people really knew each other, interacted with each other a lot, and I think I was just always kind of doing my own thing and just didn't really put myself out there. Like sometimes there were parties or something, I didn't really go. I don't think people really knew that I was queer, or if they did, it didn't, you know, I wasn't really that close to people, so I just think I didn't really expand. And I had some enemies. I had some enemies in that scene as well, so I was like, let me stay away from that. But yeah, so I think that I didn't really find that at my university. I think I just wasn't at that place yet to really be like 100% out and just like living this really sort of, I don't know. I think I just stuck to myself and I didn't really explore my sexuality as much as I thought that I was going to, because so much of my time was just swallowed up by survival. And I was also like super in love with this guy, so whatever. I feel like that ate in my time. I was more focused on like that, but no, we're free, so just kidding. Not free. Okay, let me show you guys my planner. Look how cute it turned out. I love it. Raquel's Planner 2025. I ate lots of chicken nuggets. I had a whole Chinese dessert soup in this time because I would just be doing anything. But yeah,